Hello, everybody, and welcome to a Black Lotus Vintage Cube Draft. We're playing some Vintage Cube today, which is the best format ever, and we have the best start ever, so definitely can't complain about that. A limited edition Alpha Black Lotus. There was a time where I thought this was a top 3 card in the format. Now I think it's very solidly top 1. Pretty big drop off, honestly, to number 2. Explosivity and coming out of the gates fast and being ahead on board is more valuable now than it's ever been, so yeah, we will take this. If there was no Black Lotus in the pack, I would take Polluted Delta. I also think Dismember and Breeding Pool are first pickable, although Breeding Pool is kind of sketchy. Blue-green is not my favorite color combination. Now that we have the Lotus, what are we looking for next? There's some crazy storm decks, like, Emery through the Emery Underworld Breach type shenanigans could be interesting. The most consistent good thing to do with this is just like solid 4-mana permanents. So, like Jace the Mind Sculptor, just turn 1 land Lotus Jace is pretty strong. Typically, blue is not the color that I lean towards with Lotus, but Jace is definitely like both the best card and the best specifically Lotus card in this pack. If we didn't take that, what could we do? I mean, Bolus's Citadel opens us up to crazy combos, but that's not something I want to second pick. If we wanted to just like force aggro, we could take Chain Lightning or Embereth Shieldbreaker. I don't think that's right, though. I'm just going to take the Jace. Yeah. Blue is not the best deck for Black Lotus, but I don't want to just, like, warp my deck completely around the Black Lotus starting on pick 2. We're not going to have the Lotus every game. Yeah, let's take the Jace here. Interesting pick. I would have preferred to have seen, like, a Chandra or, like, Lelia here, like a really aggressive red card, but the red cards there are just not that impressive. Okay, now we see a few options. Svilun of Sea and Sky is an okay thing to play out and turn 1 off of Lotus, but, well, a couple considerations. Sarah Paragon is sweet. Turn 1, you can just go like land, Lotus, Sarah Paragon, replay Lotus, and then just like have that engine going, which is very strong. I'm not going to take one of the 2 blue cards, they're just kind of underpowered. Rabble Master is the other consideration. It could be like a blue-red tempo deck. Turn 1 Rabble Master is insane. It just is a quick clock, very powerful. I think I'm going to take that here. Yeah, we'll take the Rabble Master. Okay. Enlightened Tutor is, I think, the right pick here, actually. Not a card that's I would take based on power level necessarily, but I can find Lotus. Yeah, we'll take Enlightened Tutor. This doubles the consistency of Black Lotus, and so now we'll see. We could be Jeskai. We could end up cutting one of these colors. No matter what, we should take the Scalding Tarn here. That's a great pickup. It will add a lot of consistency. Okay, I think it's Otari actually. Days is great, but yeah, we could take this and play it on turn 2 reasonably consistently. Like with Black Lotus and Enlightened Tutor, we have 2 ways to find the Lotus and get it going. Yeah, by turn 2. So we'll take Otari. Okay, not much here for us. We're looking to be either Jeskai or Boros. Mind Clapped is a consideration. Could also take Watery Grave, but I don't really want to be like a 4 or 5 color deck. Typically I love those decks, but that's not the best way to use Black Lotus. With that being said, I think getting a 7th pick Watery Grave is still, like that is still the right pick here. Mind Claps could be good, but yeah, let's take the land. Okay, now I'll take Seachrome Coast. Late Arbor Elf, also late Wrath of God, but I think I want to be a little bit more of a proactive deck than a Wrath of God deck. Not too much for us here. I think it's between these 2 2-mana creatures. I guess I'll take Selfless Spirit. Not the best, but it can protect our other, like, yeah, Rabble Master and Atari both hit really hard, but are also, like, weak to Lightning Bolt, so having a card to protect those seems okay. So, Jeskai Tempo. We don't really have blue cards other than our Jace the Mind Sculptor that we took second. So we could just cut blue, although we do have pretty good fixing for blue with 3 blue lands. Could easily just end up being Boros, though. Okay, nice. I'm not going to take the Rampaging Raptor, as good as it is. It's between the 2 cheap cards. And I think I'm fairly committed to playing red here, so I'm going to take the Shield Breaker, which is just stronger. Usher of the Fallen is fine, but this is a better card here. Yeah, I like having some interaction, ways to blow up artifacts. Battle Display. So what are we looking for in pack 2? Well, more fixing, and slash fixing that determines our direction. Like, you can just cut the water grave if black is not where we're going to be. But determining if we're going to be playing Jeskai or if we're going to be playing Boros is important. Ooh, okay, I'll take the Sarah Paragon here. That is a nice thing with the Lotus. I take no Here's Warcrafting without the Lotus, but yeah, that seems pretty sweet. The blue splash, or the blue, just general, is looking less and less likely. Oust, Lion Sash, and Revoker, all good, but I think we should take the Oust. Just one mana removal spell, pretty important. Elspeth, nice. Yep. Alright, I think we're just going to be playing Boros, most likely. I guess I'll keep the Jace here as a reminder. If we get like Time Walk, we could play blue, but blue does not look very open at all. Boros does look super open. We don't have that much fixing, so this is probably where we should be. But yeah, we'll be on the lookout for like Teferi. There are definitely a lot of blue cards that we would want that would make us want to splash. All right, Steel Seraph, good pickup. Maybe even a main deckable card, honestly. Last pick, Karmic Guide. So we can say with certainty that Boros is open. I think the best thing we could get here would be Mana Crypt. Just a little bit of redundancy for our explosive starts. Okay, no Mana Crypt, some interesting stuff. The best card here by a lot is Entomb, but that's not really the direction we're going. We're not a Force of Will deck. I think it's primarily between Gideon and Smuggler's Copter. Gideon is much better on turn 1, but Smuggler's Copter is, I think, still the pick. Yeah, we will be able to wheel one of the 2 white cards, probably. And Copter is just a broken card. It also gives us more variety of stuff to find within Light Tutor. We're going to find Black Lotus with this like 80% of the time, but in the mid game, if we draw this, there's like Tutor first, Smuggler's Copter. It's not amazing, but it's not terrible either. Yeah, we'll take the Copter. There's also Spire Bluff Canal, but I think we're likely moving away from blue. Okay. I think I'm just going to take Burst Lightning now. Mishra's Bauble is kind of cute with Sarah Paragon. But not that amazing. There's like Restoration Angel, Inferno Titan that are both good, but a little bit more expensive than I'm looking for. Oh wait, Sacred Foundry. Never mind. Definitely taking Sacred Foundry. Yeah, Burst Lightning would be nice. I do want more removal and burn specifically, but yeah, definitely taking the Sacred Foundry. That's great. Now we can take Oliphant, another good pickup. Oh, actually Caracas. Yeah, gotta be Caracas. Oliphant would be very nice, but Caracas is just so broken. Right now it combos with our Otari. Combos as in just like we can protect it from Path to Exile. But it's also very good interaction against a lot of opponents' cards, like the Scarab God. And we might get some more legends that we can combo with on our side. Yeah, like Arc Trail would be good, Elite Spellbinder would be good, maybe Batterskull if we get Stoneforge Mystic, but pretty easy Caracas here. And now we see Plateau. Thalia and Fiery Confluence are good too, but I'm not going to get too greedy. We really need good fixing. Well, Fiery Confluence is very good, but yeah, I'm going to take the Plateau. Close pick. Oh, baby! There we go. Palace Jailer. That's one of the best things we could get. Just incredibly powerful card, even better on turn 1 off of Lotus. Very, very good pickup. Now we see Kiki Jiki, which is like surprisingly tempting. There's a world where we pick up, like if the resto wheels, we could go in that direction, but I think we should just take the Loran. Very, very good with Caracas. That means we can just blow up artifacts and enchantments every turn. And it's just like a strong card in general. Alright, this deck is looking good. I'll note that it's not like a hyper aggressive deck right now. We have no 1-mana creatures, only 2 2-mana threats. So we're like a little bit more of a mid-range deck that's trying to be explosive with Lotus and Light and Tutor. So That's fine, but we do want to be fast in general. So that means either getting a couple one drops or getting another piece of acceleration to give us more redundancy on the like the explosive start thing. All right, we'll take Council's Judgment here. Very good pickup. Maybe the best removal spell ever printed. Kind of hard to compare it to like Swords of Plowshares, but ha, I guess we don't need to choose. That's great. Um, Also, Hallowed Fountain if we wanted Splash Blue, but Jace is double blue. At this point, I'm pretty content being Boros. But yeah, these two are both really good. This is obviously one third of the price and instant speed, so big points for that. But this one can get around so much stuff. It can get around Shroud and protection from everything, and it can, yeah, it's so versatile. Whatever you need to get rid of, this gets rid of it. Totally gone, exiled, no questions asked. Karmic Guide is kind of weak. Probably would prefer not to have to start that in the main deck. Fourth Aer Lingus would be probably the best spell we could get other than Broken Fast Mana. Ooh, Thraben Inspector, Mizzy Mort. All four of these cards are great. I think I will take the Gideon though, honestly, with the Lotus. Yeah, close pick. Yeah, Mana Crypt would be the best. Mox Pearl would be great. Any Mox would be great. Ooh. I think the responsible pick is Burst Lightning here. Resto is so Imperial Recruiter's tempting for finding Palace Jailer. Resto is also good with Palace Jailer. But we already have a lot of fours, we already have a lot of threes. Let's take a little bit of cheap interaction. I think Boros is the correct lane to be in though, let's say that much. So now we have a decent suite of removal. Three 1-mana removal spells and a more expensive one. Arc Trail or Elite Spellbinder. I think I'm actually leaning towards the Arc Trail here. We have a lot of threes. Spellbinder is great, but cheap interaction is also great. Yeah, I'll pick the Arc Trail. So I think this deck is looking really good. We have a lot of removal, so we're going to be very solid against creature decks. We have explosive starts. Oh, we have a lot of creatures for a Thalia, or a lot of non-creatures for a Thalia deck. Yeah, as good as Thalia is, I think I'm actually taking the Confluence here. Maybe that's not right. No, I think it is right. Fire Confluence is broken. Thunder Mahalkite may be playable. Kenrith also may be playable. We're going to have a million playables. Like all of the cards we're not playing are because we thought we were playing blue in pack one. So every single pick we've just been getting like solid Boros, either like cheap removal or expensive threats. Okay, sweet, got a Mox, that's amazing. Fury also looks really good here. But yeah, pretty easy Mox Sapphire. We're hoping to wheel. I don't think Fury's going to come around. We could wheel Rabbit Battery. Honestly, not much for us in this pack on the wheel, most likely, but that's fine. Getting a Lotus is just what the doctor ordered. Oh, can we splash Minskin Boo? That's the kind of card we would want to splash. It's way better than Jace for this deck. We have Lotus. I feel like we already passed Taika, but it's definitely the pick. There's nothing else in this pack that looks that strong. Yeah, let's take the Minskin Boo. Hopefully we can make that happen. We have one Scalding Tarn for fixing right now, but also Lotus and Enlightened Tutor to find Lotus. So essentially, if 3 green, if we can find a Taiga, we have 4 free green sources. Interesting build, like the sort of curve of like 1 drops and 4 drops. I think it actually is pretty good here. Okay, Fable versus Arid Mesa, really close pick. Fable is one of the only cards that I would consider taking over a land here, but I think I'm still going to take the fetch. Especially having just gotten the Minskin Boot, now I just really want to find a green land. Fable's so good, but I do think this is the right pick. Okay, no green fixing for us. We could actually weirdly be a Talisman of Conviction deck. Bitter Reunion's also okay, but doesn't seem amazing. Squeeze okay. Yeah, I think we're actually taking Talisman here. I never play Talisman in my Boros decks, but this is the one case where we want it. Alright, now I'll take Inspiring Vantage. Not bad. Our fixing is looking really good. The better our red-white fixing is, the more okay it is for us to play a couple basic forests. You do see Zealous Conscripts there, so we could have had Kiki, Resto, and Zealous Conscripts and be like Boros Twin. Wow, definitely could have been Twin. But there's also Temple Garden, some other good cards as well, but yeah, I think we just take the Temple Garden. That doesn't work with Scalding Tarn, unfortunately, but it does work with Arid Mesa. And I really think it's worth trying to work to make Minsc and Boo happen. Very, very good card. I wish we could get to Orcish Lumberjack, but I don't think we're going to get to that point. Jeez, all the twin stuff. Um, we're nowhere close to Zerda. So Scrapwork Mutt, Touch the Spirit Realm, Kitchen Finks, Blade Splicer, all reasonable options. I'm leaning towards the Mutt here, I think. Yeah, a little bit of card draw, a little bit of card, like, draw smoothing seems helpful. Okay, Guardian Scale Lord looks sneakily good here. Talisman of Unity is another option. Honestly, I'm going to take the Talisman. This is like a weird build, but I think it looks pretty good. Yeah, now we can take Gemmir's Garden and just be full on Naya. We're going to need to make some cuts here. So basically, I want all of my threats in this deck. We're not playing like random creep. I don't think we're playing Smuggler's or Selfless Spirit. Smuggler's Copter is still probably good, but we want most of our threats to just be like to take over the game and win on their own. Pretty much, we're not trying to like play a bunch of 2/2s and then just like go wide. And I think I like having all this artifact mana to just ramp into our 4 drops consistently. None of this stuff looks that good. I think I'll take Savine's Reclamation, but we're not playing that in the main deck. Um, Glimmer Lens is kind of tempting. Yeah, I think Glimmer Lens actually seems pretty good. This is a 2 drop that I like. Anything that draws cards is going to be solid. Now I'll take Squee. Good to get something to use the graveyard. Leonin Relic Ward are solid too, but I think this is better. Okay, lots of good stuff here. I'm going to take the Adante Vanguard. Not play. Actually, I'll take the Legionnaire. Legionnaire is better in combat. Armageddon, we're not doing twin stuff. And last pick, Birthing Pod. Okay. Deck looks awesome. We're going to have to make 1 or 2 cuts. I think I like all the 4 drops. Steel Seraph is okay. We can play 16 lands in this deck, so we need to make 1 cut. Hmm. I want to have all the 4 drops. I want the Otari. Man, everything looks good here. We're definitely not playing 41 though. This deck is very all in on Black Lotus. Maybe just Glimmer Lens. Although I do like Glimmer Lens a lot. Do we have enough creatures for Smuggler's Copter? We have 9 plus Minsc and Boo, Gideon, and Elspeth all make creatures. That's probably enough. Yeah, I guess I'll cut the Glimmer Lens. So let's sort by color. So we're base white with a little bit more white than red and then 1 green card. So if we did this, that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 white plus the Lotus. That's more than we need. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 red plus Lotus. That seems fine as well. And then 1, 2, 3, 4 green plus Lotus. Yeah, honestly, I think this just looks good. This deck is awesome. Naya Black Lotus. This is the perfect deck for Lotus. I feel like the last maybe 2 drafts I've ended up with Lotus. I've been like, yeah, like Lotus is still good, but this isn't the best deck for it. This is a very, very good deck for it. So, just to reiterate, the plan is to very consistently play one of these 4 drops on turn 2 or turn 1 through turn 3, and just take over the game. Like, we can go turn 1 land Lotus, Palace Jailer some games. We can go like turn one Land Mox Talisman, turn two Minskin a lot of games. Sometimes we'll go Enlightened Tutor. Okay, we can keep this hand. Yeah, we'll definitely keep no threats, but we have a million 4-drops that we can play on turn 2 here. And we also have 2 good removal spells. This deck is sweet. Hopefully it's able to perform as we expect it to. So we have like 6 4-drops, I think. That would be great. I mean, Fire Confluence is a 4-drop that's great, but not in this position. Alright, so they see that we don't have any action yet, but they're still scared. Playing against Readout. If I could pick any 4-drop here, what would it be? Probably Gideon, Ally of Zendikar. Just get a lot of board presence to pair with our 6 damage burn spell. Enlightened Tutor. Funny draw. There's not really anything good to get with that. I mean, I definitely don't need Lotus. We could get Copter, which seems not great. We could get, we can play this Types of Pass for now. We could get Steel Seraph, but we don't have enough mana to cast it as a 5/4. I think I'm probably just gonna not cast it right now. Okay, I'm just gonna blow up both of those. Seems fine. Okay, let's just plan on cycling that. So destroy target artifact, 2 damage each opponent. Not exactly the explosive start we were hoping for. Still seems like a good position though, but we do need to draw a threat soon-ish. The fact that Enlightened Tutor can't get anything that draws cards is a little unfortunate. Frantic Search, alright. If they're playing Reanimator, we have Council's Judgment, but if they put Attracts into play, it's not great. The downside of cycling Jetmir's Garden is that it means we don't have green mana for Minskin Boo. But if we draw Minskin Boo, we can just get Black Lotus and be fine. We won't be able to play it that turn, but I still think that drawing an extra card is more valuable than having access to one extra card that would be a good draw, if that makes sense. Also, when I was counting up my mana, it's a little better than I thought. I forgot that Jetmir's Garden, yeah, because of Jetmir's Garden, Scalding Tarn does make green mana now. Whoa, Triplicate Titan, Savine's Reclamation. Alright. Savine's Reclamation is some good value here. They can basically undo my Fiery Confluence. If they reanimate Triplicate Titan, that's not a problem. We have a good answer to it. Okay. Jeez. Let's cycle this. Man. I guess we're a little prone to Mana Flood. The Fable would have been a really nice card to have in our deck here. Enlightened Tutor for Fable. Stoneforge Mystic, yep. So the problem is our threats aren't actually like that good. Like they're very very good on turn 1, turn 2, turn 3, but on turn like 6 or turn 5, just like oh my god, yeah, man, we're doing nothing here. Scalding Tarn can no longer get green too. Brutal. Our opponent's not really doing much either though. Playing like black, red, blue, white, Skull Clamp. Bitter Blossom, okay. It's also extremely beatable if we were doing anything, but we are not doing anything. Yeah, I mean, hopefully we can draw some gas. Oh my gosh. Frustrating game one. We could cancel Judgment, take out Bitter Blossom. So I'm like they can bring back their Skull Clamp with Savine's Reclamation. Skull Clamp is going to be a big problem here. I think we still just pass this turn. Or they have another equipment. Interesting. So we can take that out. But honestly, I'm close to just going to game two. This has just been a pretty brutal game. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 mana sources. And we kept a pretty reasonable hand too. I think we've just drawn like 4 lands in a row. Or like four lands in Light and Tutor Black Lotus, both of which are glorified lands in this deck. Alright, I'll take one more draw step, and I'll just concede if we break again. Unreal. Okay, yeah. Mental health concession. That just like playing that out for the 1% chance of winning is not fun, not worth it for a game that you play for fun. So what do we want to make it? What changes do we want to make? That was just a ridiculous game. We're not playing that high of a land count. I'm not gonna worry too much about that one. Do we want to bring in any more top end stuff? Like Steel Seraph is just not that good. I think Kenrith might be better. Yeah, I'll run it like this. On the play. Let's go. That was frustrating. Let's do better. Okay, this is definitely a keep. We can get Lotus and play turn 2 Elspeth or turn 2 Rabblemaster. Actually, we could just get Mock Sapphire and play turn 2 Lotus, turn 3 Elspeth, but then just have mana up still. Yeah, I think that seems good. So we're going to get Plateau, play Light Tutor, find Mock Sapphire. And then this is a quick clock. If they can kill the Rabblemaster, our clock is slower, although we still get to play turn 3 Elspeth. But if we get to untap and play Elspeth, like say they play a blocker, then we play Elspeth, give our Goblin Rabblemaster flying, hit for 7, 8, 9 on turn 3 with a removal spell up. Ooh, squeeze a good draw 2. That's actually better here, I think, because it grows the Rabblemaster. So let's stack our triggers correctly. Put this in the stack first so it resolves second. So we get another 1/1. And then Rabblemaster's going to get +4 power. Yeah, not a bad turn 3 here. This is what this deck is trying to do. Like, it's capable of being insanely explosive. You wouldn't think it from last game. Alright, boom. That's what this deck does. Those two games could not have been more different. Jeez. Okay, do we want to make any changes here on the draw? Thundermaw is maybe good if they're playing like Bitter Blossom type stuff. Loren seems good too for sure. Fire Confluence is good. Could cut the Elspeth if we think these other threats are just a little better. Could cut a land on the draw, actually. But we brought in a couple 5-drops. That's probably not correct. I think I do want the removal. Could cut Sarah Paragon. Yeah, I think I'll cut Sarah Paragon. It's good if it's good on turn 1 off of Lotus, just like much of our deck is, but it's a little bit clunkier and slower. I think I want cards that are more explosive and fast. So this is the kind of hand that is much, much better if we have some fast mana. Do we still keep it though? I think I will still keep it on the strength of Fiery Confluence. That's a good card when we're behind. And if we draw Lotus or Enlightened Tutor or Mox, then this hand is great. So Mock Sapphire would be our best draw here. Alright, so no play for the first two turns, but it's possible this deck is just supposed to mulligan pretty aggressively to explosive hands, but I think keeping a good mix of lands and spells with like a good curve is fine, and specifically with Fiery Confluence, which catches us up well when we're behind. I think that's worth it. Which one of our goblins do we want to play next turn, the Noble or the Warrior? I think I'll play the Rabble Master. This is the high upside play. If they kill it immediately, it's a little worse, but looks like they don't. This way, hopefully, we get a lot of attack triggers with this Rabble Master. If they play a creature here, we can have a really strong turn of Oust plus Squee. Okay, that's not scary at all. Into Clamp, okay. So I think we play Elspeth now. Ooh, good draw. Still think we want to play Elspeth. Yeah. So we're just going to make sure we kill the Saheeli. This does let them draw two cards off the Skull Clamp. I think that's okay, though. They can hit the Elspeth for one, then draw two. But our hand is great. We can just keep on throwing threats at them. They don't attack. That's a little... I guess they want to leave that back to block more than they want to draw two, which is fair enough. Frantic Search, okay. With our hand, we're not too worried about Triplicate Titan. If they can, like... I mean, I don't know. If they could Tinker for Portal to Phyrexia, even that wouldn't be too bad, but it would wipe our board. You never know what can happen in Vintage Cube, but I definitely like this spot. And pretty much any draw on the deck is good. We can cast everything other than Otari, and if we draw Otari, we have plenty of other stuff to jam. Land is not too bad because it gives us Thundermaw. We have a lot of interaction, a lot of threats. I really like this deck. Naya Proactive Black Lotus. Threatening to get them down to burn range pretty quickly. If they sweep our board, we can rebuild very quickly. Right, opponent's digging. They've got to do something here. Mother of Runes. Okay, that's not too bad. Night's Whisper, jeez. Okay, so let's go Squee. Off one of these one of the tokens. If they want to chump block the Rabble Master, I think that's fine. Maybe we're supposed to just oust, honestly. I think we'll win either way, but there's an argument to just ousting. Oh wait, did we just miss lethal? If we'd ousted, we could have hit for 16. They would have gone to 1. Okay, so they're dead to this Fiery Confluence. Do we want to do we want to kill their Skull Clamp? No, I'm just going to path, hold up, and Light Tutor. See if they do anything, and then we can just get Black Lotus and be able to play through Miscalc or something if they do. But I don't even know what they could have. I mean, they sweep our board. We still have lethal, no problem. Batter Skull, yeah, that is not going to do it, my friend. We have multiple answers to it. Instant Poochies. Well, yeah, we'll just... There's a million different ways we could win here. I'm going to choose this one. All right, sweet. So we take down a weird deck in game one, or in round one. Game one, we just literally did nothing, just drew only mana sources. But game two was insanely explosive, and game three was solid as well. Oh, do we want to make any changes here? Yeah, I think Steel Seraph is worse than Kenrith. Kenrith actually seems pretty good here. Specifically, being able to like give all our creatures haste is good, and even Thundermaw might be better than Sarah Paragon. Hmm. Yeah, Sarah Paragon is good with Lotus, but not really good with the rest of our deck. I think this is more what we're trying to do. We could play Seachrome Coast to make Kenrith a bit better, but I don't think that's worth it. For every game where we getting to draw a card with Kenrith is huge, there will be a game where this coming to play tap, so we can't play our turn 4 Palace Jailer is going to kill us. And we really are about the 4 mana permanents. This can only play things up to 3 mana, so like yeah, we can replay Rabble Master, but we're really about the 4 drops here. We haven't had to turn on Black Lotus yet. I guess we can't complain though. We've had some pretty good draws. Rabble Master and Squee are very good together. Good on their own. They're good on turn 3. They're better on turn 1, and they're best together. So I guess well, what is our best possible draw? Probably just turn 1 Minsc and Boo, honestly. Although just in terms of fast clock, turn 1 Otari is fastest, I think. Turn 1 land, Mox, Lotus, Otari hit for 5. Next turn you hit for 9. Plus, this deck just has great removal with Oust, Swords, Burst Lightning, Arc Trail. That's great. And in some decks, in some Boros decks, the gaining your opponent life with Oust is pretty terrible. And it's not great here either. But this isn't really a deck that's trying to like nickel and dime the opponent with Beaumont Courier and Magda, and then like burn them out when they're 5. We're trying to deal damage in huge chunks. Like we can deal 23 damage as well as we can deal 20 damage usually. There will be some games where Fiery Confluence burning them out is relevant, but more often we're just gonna like be smashing for massive amounts of damage. I really wish we could get Lumberjack in here. That would give us more redundancy for broken turn 2s, but we don't have enough forests. Yikes. Definitely gotta ship that. Oh boy. I think I'm gonna keep this. I don't like it, but I think it's better than going to 5. We have the potential of playing turn 1 like turn 1 Talisman or turn 2 Talisman and to destroy your artifact, and to turn 2 4 drop. It's really good. And if we draw not a 4 drop, we're likely to draw another land for a 5 drop. Okay, fast start from the opponent, but not actually a good start at all because we have Karaka. Yeah, this is hilarious. We can just deal with both of those permanents immediately. This means we don't get to play the Talisman, so we can't threaten a 4 drop next turn, but that's okay. Embereth Shieldbreaker is a clean 3 for 1 here, and Karakas is a 0 for 1. Grief, okay, if they reanimate that, so be it. I'm happy that Atrax is in exile, and our hand is pretty bad. They take that Thundermaw, so we're top decking, but that's okay. And it's very good we took out their Atraxa against the deck that's playing Reanimator. They could reanimate our Thundermaw here. Yeah, fair enough. That's a pretty quick clock. Black Lotus, funny draw, not very good draw. So we'll play Talisman into Embereth Shieldbreaker, and we have 2 more draw steps. A lot of really good draws. The best thing would be Palace Jailer. Otari would also win. They have 2 islands in play. They probably don't have much follow up. So just this Thundermaw versus our entire deck. We have like Oust though. We have Council's Judgment. A lot of Oust that would do it here. Temple Garden's not one of them though. So we're down to our last draw. Kind of unfortunate. Do we have any graveyard hate for this matchup? No. Hmm. Worth noting that this Thundermaw is what we brought in over steel, like over some of our other cards. That would have been also kind of bad. Like if they put Sarah Paragon into play, that would have been not great either. But this is much scarier. And there's just a land. So tough game one. We always lose game ones, I guess. I was feeling really good until they put turn two discard plus Thundermaw is definitely strong. So yeah, no graveyard hate. I think we just keep the main deck plan. Just be fast. We might not need like Arc Trail. Even Burst Lightning seems kind of weak. So what do we want to bring in? I'll bring the Sarah Paragon back in and Glimmerlands. I don't think it's land. Sure, we'll bring in Glimmerlands. Oh, whoops! That was bad. I forgot that we didn't cut two cards. Yeah, definitely did not mean to submit 41. If we draw Glimmerlands, that'll be awkward. Yeah, this if I could redraw this and draw the Black Lotus, that would be good, but have to mulligan that. This is... It's a keep, but it's not very good for a Lotus draw. We're going to keep and put back in Light and Tutor, and then play turn one, Mutt plus Copter, I guess. Yeah, and that's reasonable pressure, but not amazing. We actually should have put Council Judgment back, I think, because we're going to be discarding the... actually, well, do we want to discard the Embereth Shieldbreaker here? I think so. Yeah, not the turn one Black Lotus draw that we were hoping for. Actually, no, I'll put back the Council Judgment. Oh, we drew that. That's so bad. I guess we can just loot it away to the Copter. So, yeah, not a very good start. I mean, it's solid turn one, but we're just far away from getting to do anything else. So we need them to not have a really fast start of their own. Okay. Squeeze is not bad. So I'm going to go for this. They can just fizzle our thing. It's a bad exchange in terms of damage. Yeah, they can just make it so we can't cast the dude. But I think taking them off of Black Mana is worth it here. We're just trying to be fast and kill them before they can get their draw going. So hopefully we can find a land for Squee. Talisman, fair enough. We don't draw the land for Squee, okay. Yeah, not looking good here. Maybe we were supposed to mulligan that hand. Caracas is a good draw. Very good draw, actually. So they're at 14. Next turn we can hit them for 6. We can kill them in 2 turns. Question is, can they win through Caracas in 2 turns? If they play land Grief, we can still bring back, if we draw land, we can bring back the Squee anyways. Palace Jailer, that is not bad at all for us. In fact, that's like good for us, I think. They do get to draw 1 card. Okay. Do we want to? Oh yeah, let's play. Oh, let's definitely play land actually, because now we're gonna get some sweet value. Play Squee. Crew the Copter. So when Scrapwork Mutt re-enters the battlefield, we're gonna get to just draw a card. I will loot. I had a bad feeling about that top card. Is there any value in looting or not looting? I don't know. I mean, it gives us more information about what we're gonna draw, and I guess fills the graveyard for Squee, so it might as well. Oh, what? For some reason I thought that you would be able to draw a card off that. I was wrong. Whatever. We're the Monarch. We have good board presence. Burst Lightning's not a bad draw, although we don't have mana up for it this turn. Baleful Strix, sure. That's good, but we can kill it with Burst Lightning. They're at 8. They have 6 cards in hand, but hopefully we can kill them before that matters. There goes our freebooter. Fair enough. Yeah, that was a good turn for them. They stabilized the board pretty well. Hopefully we can find a 4-drop or a removal spell. Arc Trail is like our best draw, and we cut that, so that's too bad. Arc Trail killing these two. Untap. Okay, I think we do need to just be attacking here. I don't love trading the Copter, but I think it is correct. Thundermaw, okay, good draw. Alright, so we put them to 6, or are they going to kill the Squee? Okay, they choose to take no damage, so okay. They're going to get to become the Monarch back, but this seems fine. Let's just bring back the Squee this turn. With Sarah Paragon gone, doesn't really matter. Actually, I guess we should... Do we want to assume they could... Okay, they could exhume... Or they could reanimate our creatures. Do we care about that? Sarah Paragon is much better for us than for them. I feel like they would bring back Palace Jailer. I'm going to leave Sarah Paragon in case they have Exhume. Nice, we draw land. So threatening lethal next turn with Thundermaw. They can attack us, become the Monarch, that's fine. And then hopefully they tap out for like something dumb. If they just play like a Baneslayer Angel variant, we'll be in good shape. Play Flashback Lingering Souls maybe. That does not line up too well against the Thundermaw. Reanimate, okay, that works. They can play Strix. Yeah, they're still super dead to this Thundermaw right now. They're going to gain 2 life off of the Strix, but then they take 10. No counterspell? Oh no. That's tragic. Okay. I didn't think they were much playing many counterspells, but I guess they have some. Now we're in a horrendous position because now we just don't really have a good way to push the last damage. We could play. I mean, I guess Fiery Confluence would do it, and we can. But yeah, they're gonna just start gaining life with the Sarah Paragon, and they have 5 cards, so they can keep developing the board, whereas we're living off the top. Man, I really thought that Thundermaw was gonna be able to win, but Mana Leak is a hell of a card. Would Minsk and Boo do it? Maybe. They're still at 4. I wish that Duress was a Thoughtseize. They attack. That's aggressive. That means we're going to get to become the Monarch, in theory. Okay. Can we just rip a Fiery Confluence? This deck is good. It deserves at least to go to game 3 here. Okay. They're going to get to kill this Minskin Boo, but we're going to get to pressure them first. Hopefully there's animating creeping tar pit. Yeah. So they can put Strix on the boo, trade tar pit. Okay, yeah, that block makes sense. Maybe block stowaway on the scrapwork mud. Although if they kill the scrapwork mud, we do get to draw an extra card, which could help. They need to make sure they leave enough back to kill the Minskin boo, but that should not be too hard for them. We are going to get to become the monarch here and draw an extra card. So on board, they're going to 1, but then they get to gain 2 life back. Wait. Hold up. If we bounce our squee, they don't lose the Baleful Strix, and I think they just die. Oh, wait, no, they wouldn't. They wouldn't. That's not how that works. We could hit them down to 1, but they would still survive. Right? Because the boo deals 1 damage of trample. Scrapwork Mutt would hit them for 2. They would go to 3. Or they would take 3, go to 1. In that case, I'll just let this happen so we get the Baleful Strix off the board. I don't like that they get to gain the life. Oh, they also have the Lotus Petal to gain life. Okay. So no crazy wins out of nowhere here. But we still get to hit them down to 1, become the Monarch. Wait. We actually could have made them. Wait, I guess I added it up wrong. We could have made it so they had to crack this in response to survive. Okay, do we want to play Temple Garden here? I think I will. Yeah, I will. Pass turn, draw a card. Glimmer Lens, okay. It's not bad, but it's not great. So they can kill the Minskin Boo with either Colonnade or both of their creatures, although they don't really want to be tapping out of blockers. They can replay Suspicious Stowaway from the graveyard or Creeping Tar Pit. Yeah, the Sarah Paragon is being good. We got kind of punished for not delving that away with a squee. I was thinking they would bring back the Palace Jailer, but they might not even have Exhume in their deck. Wild game. Can we beat the board? I mean, if neither player top decks anything good, they'll win. If we both top deck well, they'll also probably win. But if we top deck well and they don't, we win. And I guess even if they do draw good stuff, they can't on board go past 5 life. So if we do, we're still live to win if we draw Fiery Confluence. Okay, I think I'm happy to see that. They can kill the Colonnade and leave back, and then kill the Colonnade, hit me for 1, leave back Sarah Paragon. Is that their plan? Or they can let me stay the Monarch, which seems fine to me. Oh, they hit me for 3. Interesting. I don't know about that. Wow, what? They must have something, because on board we just killed them now. We can bring back Squee and swing for 5. I guess they're planning on just chump blocking with Suspicious Stowaway. Vindicate. What is going on? This doesn't work. We just win if the. Yeah, we just win. They're at 5. We can bring back Scrapwork Mutt and the other thing. Yeah, they misplayed that pretty terribly. I think we just win now. Ha. Um, I think I'm still gonna go for the win that's on board here, rather than showing them this. This is, I guess, worse if they have Solitude plus White card. I still think concealing the Fiery Confluence is pretty valuable. We'll do the one that plays around Days. And they keep on killing our things, but they come back. Wild game. I feel like we should not have won that. There was no reason for them to attack us with all of their stuff there. That was just, I mean, they just lost an onboard thing. We taught that Confluence, so I actually think we would have won either way, but that was a pretty big misplay. But we're able to take down Esper Reanimator in game two. Sweet game. On the draw now for game three. That does make things harder. They're playing more creatures than I thought, so this Arc Trail does look good. Let's cut the Glimmer Lens, and let's cut, honestly, Sarah Paragon. Let's go back to the main deck, I think. Yeah. All right, so that game was a weird one. We started with Black Lotus into Smuggler's Copter that game. Squee was incredibly good, just coming back so many times. All right, the old seven lander, seven speller, going to six. Oof. All right, not thrilled about this end, but I don't think we go to five. No red mana, but hopefully Copter can find us some action. Oof, man, this is a tough situation. Our hand sucks. We're far away from doing anything. Burst Lightning was not a good draw either. Okay, at least we draw a red source. Better than drawing the planes. We could shock to hold up Burst Lightning. I don't think that's necessary. Okay, we're just gonna kill that with Loran. Thundermaw, okay. I think usually you wouldn't want to be tapping Loran in this matchup, but in this situation I will, if we just need action. They have Palace Jailer, it's gonna be bad. Although maybe not. Thundermaw's close. Skyclave that person to take out Loran. That's fine. Skyclave that person is good against our deck, but I don't really care about that use of it. Ooh. Okay. Yeah, we'll play Elspeth. Get some board presence. They can threaten to kill our Elspeth with their Tar Pit and the Skyclave, so we would have to chump block. But then next turn we have two removal spells to protect the Elspeth. Elspeth is definitely worse than the other planeswalkers, like other 4 drops we could have here. Okay, I'm happy to see that. Hopefully they don't have a 1 mana removal spell. Ah, that sucks. So basically, Alice just traded 1 for 1 with our Elspeth. Still not a bad position though. They only have 1 card now. If we draw a red source, we can play Thundermaw. But yeah, we'll just play Gideon. Same position. If they have another 1 mana removal spell, they get to trade with our Planeswalker again. But this seems okay because now this can also trade with the Skyclave. And we have Burst Lightning to deal with the Tar Pit, which they don't know about. They only saw the Oust. Lurrus into Strix. That's bad. Not game ending, but bad. Okay. Well, I want a red source, I'll tell you that much. Let's make another dude. Let's oust the Giver of Runes and let's pass. And then our plan is to get to Fiery Confluence and we can sweep their board plus kill their Mox Diamond and be in a pretty good position. Hopefully they animate the Tar Pit here. Yep, good. Because that's one thing they can't bring back with Lurrus. If they have Mana Leak, so be it. No! Why did I manifest it? Oh, counterspell? Okay, well, we lose our Gideon. Yeah, not looking good. It's not over, but it's definitely not looking good. If we find a red source, maybe we could be okay. Okay, there we go. Um, I think we want to save our Fiery Confluence for next turn after they play the Giver of Runes. So we should play Thundermaw here. The problem is that they get to then replay the Baleful Strix and draw an extra card, which I don't love. But then we'll just take out the Strix. I think that's still the right line over just like killing their stuff now. And I'm going to send in one of the knights, but not the other, because I don't want them to be able to attack back with Lotus and just gain 3. Wait, is my opponent conceding? Bizarre. Okay. So we were going to hit them for 7. They'd go to 14. Then next turn we could have a Fire Confluence. I think we were going to be ahead there, but weird game, close game. Um, yeah, very, very strange. All right. So we didn't have any. We never had a great draw that game. We mulled to 5, or we had a mulligan every game, I think, and like had Black Lotus once, but didn't have our nut draw. We still haven't had a turn one 4 drop, like a turn one Palace Jailer, turn one Gideon, turn one Minsc and Boo. Hopefully we can get that in game 3 or in match 3. We are playing 20 mana sources plus Enlightened Tutor, so 21. So I guess I can't be too surprised that we're flooding somewhat. A Faithless Looting would go so far in this deck. Something I kind of like to think about after building decks often is what's like the best version of this style of deck. So I think for the best version of this deck would have would have Mana Crypt like as a sort of a little bit more redundancy. So you have Enlightened Tutor, Black Lotus, Mana Crypt, and like 1 Mox. You know, obviously, yeah, getting 5 Mox would be better, but like something that's like maybe somewhat realistic. Um, and then a lot of those 4 drops. Yeah, this archetype is good if you have the Lotus for sure. We're gonna have to mulligan again. A lot of that this league. Oh man. All right, I'm gonna keep it. Not great though. We have Burst Lightning if they have a 1 drop. It's kind of tempting to get greedy and hold, but I think that's not correct, especially drawing Minsc and Boo. We need to make sure to get a green source with Scalding Tarn. Oh. Okay, well, can we draw a... Interesting. We're hoping to draw Black Lotus. That would give us turn 2 Minsc. No such luck, but I don't hate drawing a land either. Hopefully they can't recur Strip Mine. If they have like Life from the Loam, it's going to be a tough one. Sylvan Library, okay, that's beatable. Arc Trail, interesting. I guess I'll just fire that off. So we'll see what they can do here. They might pay a bunch of life, which our hand is good at dealing damage out of nowhere. So if they think they can safely go to 9 here, they may be in for a rude awakening. Although based on what we've played right now, we do look like a burn deck. All we've played is burn spells. So they pay no life. I think that's probably bad for us. Oh no! Well, that's just game unless we can find Black Lotus really quickly. That's so frustrating. Life in the Loam Strip Mine. Pretty broken. So I'll discard this. Oh! Okay. So if they kill our mountain, we can actually play Minsc and Boo next turn. Which might not be enough to win, but it definitely could be. But we do need them to kill the mountain, because we need to play Enlightened Tutor in our upkeep. So yeah, we have Enlightened Tutor, that's our last land. Find Black Lotus, but then our hand is just land, plateau, Minsc and Boo. or Plateau, Black Lotus Minskin Boo, which is like, I mean, the hand we want. Like we could win with that maybe we should be mulliganing more aggressively because that 3 card hand is gonna win a lot of games. Okay, they do pay life there. Really, really hoping they take out our mountain, not our plains. Yes. Oh my god, if we're able to pull this off, Black Lotus, draw Black Lotus. Honestly, I think we're like favored here. Boom. Turn 5, Minskin Boo, not always broken, but in a strip mine game, it's insanely broken. Yes, we'll make a dude. We will make it a 4/4, and we'll hit for 6, and they're like almost dead now. And green is not known for it can deal with lands effectively. It can deal with artifacts and enchantments, but it can't really deal with planeswalkers. They could have Questing Beast. Yeah, if they have like Landmox Questing Beast, that's a way we could lose for sure. Interesting. Okay. This is why at a fundamental level, like land destruction is kind of underpowered. Like, or at least it's underpowered against the best decks, because the best decks can make mana really quickly and explosively with artifacts. So just like one for one in with strip mine, like even if you can recur it, like it's good if you get the recursion going really quickly. But yeah, Black Lotus overpowers strip mine pretty well, and we win game one despite them having a lot of shenanigans. We're on the draw here for game two. Do we want to make any changes? Um, I like the Flyers. Do we want to go up lands against the Rabble against the Strip Mine deck? Maybe Sarah Paragon is better in that situation. And like honestly, these two are not what we really want. They were incredible in game one, but they're gonna have lots of ground blockers, and especially on and they're also like not gonna be killing a lot of our stuff. So Squee recursion will be less relevant. I think I like the idea of going more towards Flyers in this matchup. Embereth Shieldbreaker. We didn't see that many artifacts. Could cut the Shieldbreaker for Selfless Spirit. I don't think we need Glimmer Lens. Yeah, I think I like this plan. Primarily trying to win with Planeswalkers and Flyers. Hmm. Well, not explosive. Good mix of lands and spells. We can ramp a bit. I think I'm gonna keep it. There's definitely an argument for mulling to something super explosive, but I think good mix of lands and spells is okay with all our colors. Okay, that can kill our talisman. That's fine. Do they have the strip mine? Oh man, drawing land there is obviously not what we were hoping for. So they're probably hitting for 2, then blowing up the talisman. One strip mine is not a problem at all. If it's just if they can recur strip mine every turn. Next drinker, okay. It's not too bad for. I mean, we have Council Judgment. We can also race it, but it is a little scary. Let's play Steel Seraph with Prototype. So we can give our Steel Seraph lifelink and hit for 6 in the air, which is pretty good. But then they can threaten to kill our Hex Drink or Elspeth with a Hex Drinker. Oh, Natural Order, interesting. What is this getting? Kogla. Okay, that's not actually the end of the world. That's a good draw. Do we want to play Elspeth or just take out the Kogla now? We can chump block the Kogla forever. I think I'm still gonna take it out though. It's way worse if they have a removal spell because I do want to like in a game like this where we are low on threats because we're flooded. We really need to make our threats last, make them effective. We're gonna grab a Temple Garden here, and then we can play Thundermaw Hellkite next turn. Augur of Autumn. Do they get their sweet land value? They do. But Thundermaw is gonna be pretty good, I think, against them. Loran, okay. Loran is one of our worst draws, probably. Hopefully Thundermaw can solo it. Take 5. They've got a lot of mana over there, and we're out of removal. Unless their payoffs are artifacts or enchantments. But they're dead on 2 turns. If they don't have anything, they're likely to have something, of course. They shuffle, which means they didn't like their top card. And they hit us for 2. Okay. Green Suns for 5. Do they have Elder Gargaroth? Yes. Man. Well, if we play Elspeth and give our Thundermaw plus 3/3 in flying, we get to hit them for 8. They go to 6. But then they can just kill the Elspeth on the backswing. Yeah, that's pretty bad. I wish we still had Council Judgment. I guess this we got kind of like if we had just been plussing Elspeth and jump blocking their Kogla every turn, we wouldn't have as much pressure, but we'd be in an okay position potentially. Okay, I think as like just if we hit them down to 6, but then they attack back and gain 3 and kill our Elspeth, and then we just don't have any attacks, that seems worse. So I think I'm just going to play Elspeth and try to trade off with the Gargaroth, but we're pretty behind. We need them to brick now. I was feeling good, but Elder Gargaroth is a beating. We do have a couple answers to it. Swords of Plowshares. Council Judgment's already gone. But yeah, that's exactly why we don't want the Rabble Master. It does not line up well against that sort of thing. Do we want to cut this Loran? We've seen Sylvan Library, but not much in terms of artifacts and enchantments. Alright, happy to see just sacking a land right off the bat. Then Minsk and Boo. Well, jeez. Okay, so we need to top deck a removal spell for the Gargaroth this turn. If we do, we're actually in a decent spot because we can kill the Minsk and Boo and the Gargaroth. But we need to draw it this turn or else I'll concede. Can we draw Swords of Plowshares? No, we can't. Alright, you got me. Right? Yeah. Okay, so, game 3. We get to be on the play. Get out of here, Loran. Get in here. None of these cards look that good. I don't think Pod is good. It's like almost good somehow, but it's not. Could play Safine's Reclamation, which is good against Strip Mine. But we don't have any other good permanents to bring back, really. Could play Karmic Guide. We could just play one of these cheap creatures and just like accept that's not going to be that good. Could play Glimmerlands because it can be card draw. I don't think Armageddon is where we want to be. Although, honestly, it could be. Wait, maybe Armageddon is good. They do have some mana dorks, which makes it worse, but if we're able to get off to a fast start, that's a way we could just slam the door shut. And they're a pretty mana-hungry deck. Yeah, weirdly, I think I'm actually going to play that. We could also play 17th land, but we've had so much more of an issue with Mana Flood than Mana Screw. I don't think that's correct. Interesting. Huh. I'll keep this hand. If we draw land, we can play turn 2 Gideon, which would be great. Even if we don't draw land, we can still play turn 2 Seraph. We don't have red mana at the moment, but I still think this is better than the average hand. Really, really hoping to draw land, though. They play library, okay. Nice. Library of Alexandria is very slow. This is like the worst matchup. Like you're on the draw with library. This is not the matchup where you want that plan. If we were playing blue eye control, we'd be so dead to this library. But I'm feeling good with this situation. Still wanting the land. We don't draw the land, but that's okay. Um, hmm. I think I'm gonna hold the Arc Trail. It's tempting to just play it. It would be good to take them to kill their thing, but I think this is a little bit better. Definitely more mana efficient. I'll give this lifelink, I think. If they want to jump block, that's fine. Yep. Take 7. Or jump block. Alright, they have 4 mana here. They could play their Minsc Boo. But we can kill the Minsc Boo pretty easily. And like our entire deck is good draws. We have one more 5-drop in our deck that would be bad. But drawing a land would be great, and drawing almost any spell would be great. I guess we don't have double red either. But definitely a good position. They play Woodland Outland Liberator, okay. Scrapwork Mutt, not really what we wanted. Okay, let's start by plussing. Go into combat. Now I am going to give this flying. Do they want to kill our land or... Okay, they kill Steel Seraph, yep, makes sense. Take 5. Now I'm going to... Which one? I think I'm going to discard the Thundermaw here. Under the theory that we can play it if we draw like a Temple Garden. We can play Otari if we draw Temple Garden. They both hit for 5. Nice. So we'll go 2 damage here, 1 damage here. Yep. And now they're dead on board to our creatures, and they're also like basically dead to this Otari. They have no board, so they can't play Natural Order. They need something that involves like Black Lotus, I think. I don't think just playing green creatures is going to be able to win here. If they went like Land Mox Gargaroth, that could do it. The key moment of this game was drawing our second land. Beyond that, we've had some good draws. We've had some bricks, I guess, but yeah, hitting that second land drop for the turn 2 Gideon was huge. We still never had a turn 1 4 drop. That's too bad. We only drew Lotus in the opener once that I can remember. But still looking good. Fiend Artisan, not too scary. They draw a card. Um, if they have another blocker, I think they're still dead on board. Yeah, they're exactly dead. So this is yeah, they can only block 2 of our ground creatures, so we're gonna get in with Otari and two power creatures. Yep, that's exactly 7. Got there. Pretty sweet. Every round is 2-1, so we had to work for it for sure. But yeah, that was a sweet league. This deck is really cool. We never got to do our true nut draw, but we drew some turn one. Like, this is why we played the talismans. Like, turn one Landmark's talisman is such a strong start, and we did get that a couple times. Enlightened Tutor gave us some redundancy. The game of the whole league for me was the one where they had Strip Mine going, and we had like Enlightened Tutor, Black Lotus, just like use all of our resources just to put Minskin Boo into play. All we had left was one plateau that they could Strip Mine, but that was enough. Yeah, this deck was awesome. There are like a couple changes around the edges I would make if I could. Like some of the threats were only okay, but really, really sweet deck. The Rabble Master Squee thing won us one game very easily. The removal spells were great. Just having that interaction. Caracas was really good once. Just a sweet league all the way around. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.